And my next speaker is the guy I was telling you about. One day, this fellow walked into my house, took a pan, put it on this stove, put some water, and added some coffee. I was like, why would you do that? Why can't you just make coffee like a human being? He made it, he put some sugar into that, and he took a whiskey bottle and poured whiskey into the pan. And that was the day, the start of me discovering this guy's other sides. And today you are going to discover another side of this gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is Toastmaster Suranga Vijayaratna. Suranga is the founder and CEO of Horizon Technologies, one of the global leading firms in terms of custom and enterprise software. And Suranga's speech today is going to be evaluated by one of our young Toastmasters, Toastmaster Sharuba Asokan. Sharuba, could you give the objectives of the speech, please?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Toastmaster Suranga is doing his second speech from the Path 1 Level 2 project. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied feedback received from his or her first speech. The member may choose to present the same speech or a new speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. And the time allocated is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you, evaluator. So, Toastmaster Suranga Vijayaratna, Chef Sura, Toastmaster Suranga Vijayaratna. Over to you.
This is an egg. This is a frying pan. And when you get together, what do you get? Any guesses? Well, you get a fried egg. That's what you get. And for the most time of my life, the only thing I knew to do with an egg is to fry it. But things changed with this whole COVID situation where I've been stuck at home for a long time. Usually, cooking for me is a very simple task. From start, which is preparing all the food and the dishes, eating it, cooking it, eating it, and then actually finishing off by again cleaning all the dishes. Everything took only 30 minutes. That's all I take. And I've been cooking for a long time. And I started cooking when I started living alone back in Sweden. And back in Sweden, you don't find all the ingredients that you find here. So I took up myself to do cooking in very simple terms. I would either do a pasta or I will make a small amount of rice with a bit of dal and maybe one or two other protein items. That's all I did. And I thought this is the only thing that we will be doing in this during this quarantine period as well. But you see, the thing is, when you're stuck at home and you have nowhere else to go, your mind starts reeling. Your mind starts going a bit creative and slightly bit mad as well. So this is why I decided I need to learn new ways of doing things with an egg. To do new things with an egg, I started researching online. And I heard something called boiling an egg. Sounded too simple. You know, you put it in water, you heat it up, you boil it, peel it off, and you eat it. Yeah. Then I heard something called poaching an egg. Now, the instruction seems fairly simple enough, but there was this huge discussion. What is a perfect poached egg? So I did my research. I began very early in the morning searching on the internet, how do you actually make the most perfect poached egg? And by breakfast, I started making poached egg. My first attempt created the most perfect unedible poached egg ever in my life. Said that, I did not give up. I wanted to try again. Matter of fact, some of you might have already seen a video of me doing my first attempt at a poached egg, swirling water and everything. The next day, I spent a bit more calmly, researched a bit more, and tried it again. Actually, the first attempt was as similar as the last time. It was quite horrible. Thankfully, I get eggs every single day delivered to my home. So I wasn't too much worried about wasting some of those eggs. I tried again. And this time, it came up 3-star level. Not like a poached egg you get in a 5-star, the perfect, nice, round poached egg, but just a passable 3-star level poached egg. And I was proud of myself. Cooking has always brought some sort of joy for me, even though it was what I would usually do for just 30 minutes. But now, because I have so much time, I have started to experiment. I used to make coffee in very simple terms. As the Toastmaster introduced, I had only 2 ways of making coffee. One is heat water, put coffee in, and then put some Bacardi into it. The other way I knew how to make coffee was heat up milk, put coffee in, and then put some whiskey into it. These were the only 2 ways I knew how to make coffee. But then I discovered something new in this whole internet thing called Dalgona coffee. I tried it out. It was interesting. It took more time to do it, and it was less buzzy than my usual coffee. But then it was still very interesting. And the most interesting part, since I narrate what I do in the kitchen, just for the fun of it, not because I'm crazy due to quarantine, because I just like to speak. My neighbors also know exactly the cooking instructions I follow when I do the cooking. But once in a while, they would come towards the gate and just simply mention to me, you should do this rather than that when you're making this particular dish, because they know exactly what I'm doing. And it has become a small bonding situation as well. So it's just not about cooking anymore. It's not just about trying to get rid of boredom. It's also about making the most of it. I mentioned before that I did a video of it as well. And this is because I wanted to kind of try out presentations on different things through video. I've already uploaded my speeches that I do in club contests to YouTube. And I'm thinking, those are boring. I need to do something more interesting. And I am actually thankful that we have this curfew. I know some of you are waiting to go out, get back to work, get back to normal routine. But this time in quarantine, this time where I've been stuck in home, has actually been quite wonderful for me. Not necessarily productive, but fun. Fun because I've been starting to do things that I like. I do cooking, as well as I am starting to do my photography and videography a bit more as well. So I'm not saying you should be productive, but you should definitely be having fun, even if it's silly during this time. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Chef Sura, for giving us an insight of how a bachelor's life is where during the lockdown. I thought it was only me who is going crazy. Now I know I have a few other people who are also going crazy.